David, if I can ask you just one question, because I know I don't know if you know of it. I don't think if I heard a comment from you about it, but I know there was a time not too long ago, Harvey Boris was talking about a bank out
Yeah,
of Africa trying to get into Trinidad and Tobago and experiencing a lot of problems. Can you share a comment on that?
right. So that was the afreximbank, also known as the African Bank, which is a bank dedicated to the empowerment of African businesses in the Caribbean. So, up to last year, they were set up in every English speaking Caribbean territory, with the exception of Trinidad and Tobago and Jamaica. Now, Jamaica, just about 4 weeks ago, have signed on, and they are now part of it, which just leaves Trinidad and Tobago. I remember prior to the elections inquiring, I'd spoken to, some of the public relations persons of the UNC about their interest in establishing the bank. And I got indications that they were interested, that they were going to do it. Yet to be seen, of course, but again, we will see. They gave, I think it was five. Right. So here the peculiarity of it. The minimum loans that they were giving was $5 million US, $5 million US. And this would have meant that a lot of small African businesses would have had to form conglomerates with each other, work together to access these loans and come up with a more broad plan. And let's hope that Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, Dr. Rowley I saw him in Ghana on the media speaking in support of it.
But was the point of contention at the time with Dr. Rowley, if I remember the media?
Yeah, the whole taxes thing, but
the taxes,
that is not credible. That is not a credible excuse at all, because that was so easy to overcome. I mean, I am of the belief that, not wanting to get into this now, but I'm of the view that the last government was so heavily protective of the business conglomerates of the so-called 1%, that the entry of the afreximbank into Trinidad would have empowered too many African businesses that would have been able to break the chains of economic stranglehold working for the 1%. What very few people know is that there's an organization called the CPSO Paragon Private Sector Organization, which is mainly local Trinidad whites and Syrians, etc., some from Jamaica and other places, who have been given CARICOM member status and have access to the bank. And their major financial institution is the Ansa McAl Bank, Anthony Norman Sabga and Associates. So think about this. Sabga's bank has access to the African bank, but the average African businessman in Trinidad and Tobago does not have direct access to the African bank. We will have to go to Sabga's bank, which the Trinidad and Tobago government empowered even further than they're already empowered, rather than giving us direct access. But I believe it will change at some point, because there's been a lot of pressure